you all? I hope you're doing well. I'm so excited to give you some good news. There was a big win yesterday. I was almost going to say a big win for Republicans, but really, it's a big win for the safety and security of our nation as a whole. The Supreme Court has ruled yesterday that the Biden administration must reinstate Trump's Remain in Mexico policy, which worked and it did wonders for the illegal crossing. It has not been good for the Biden administration the past week and a half, especially with what is happening in Afghanistan. The veil has been lifted, the narrative is crumbling. You even had Jen Psaki, who during the press briefing said that there were no Americans stuck in Afghanistan and that it was in fact irresponsible for anyone to say that there are Americans stuck in Afghanistan. And that's not what we've been seeing. She was forced to say the following day, well, we're not going to be able to get all the Americans out by August 31st. And there was a push to push back this deadline of taking our forces out, but we're not going to be able to do that now. And it's very scary. What is happening to people over there. This isn't really related to the Remain in Mexico policy, which is what we're going to talk about, but I saw this headline right before I started filming this video. Look at this. This is the LA Times. This is someone who covers up for Democrats all the time, and they're reporting that San Diego County School District has 24 students right now that are stuck in Afghanistan. And it even says in that same article that they are unable to get to the airport because the Taliban has closed the airport off. It's really heartbreaking. It's an absolute disaster. And that's why this is one of the reasons why it is good timing for the Supreme Court to have this ruling. I know that doesn't say much for the people that are stuck in Afghanistan, but at least this is something in the right direction for the security of our country. Keep in mind, not everyone that comes across that border is a good person. Most of them don't meet asylum status. You have gang members, you have cartel members, you have criminals. I spoke to a Border Patrol agent on the phone a few weeks ago, and he told me, this is just one little story, but this just goes to show you how dangerous and how awful this trek is. You know, having a wide open border is not only inhumane to us Americans who are paying tax dollars, it's inhumane to the people that are coming over the border. And keep this in mind too. A lot of these people, this is also what the Border Patrol agent told. I already kind of knew this, but hearing it from an agent himself, he was telling me that some of these people are paying thousands of dollars to be brought across illegally by cartel members. He's telling me these people are paying these cartel more than I even have in my bank account. And that's a lot of what you see coming over the border. But he was telling me, this is, again, is just one example. There's a million stories just like this. But he was telling me he came across a 13-year-old girl who was traveling with Plan B. And she told them the reason she was traveling this is because she expected bad things to happen to her, if you know what I mean. And literally all the Biden administration had to do to have a secure border, all they had to do was nothing. He could have done nothing and everything would have just been fine, but they could not help themselves. I'm going to read you this part. I thought this was interesting about what the Supreme Court said, but it says right here, the Supreme Court on Tuesday said the Biden administration likely violated federal law trying to end the Trump-era program that forces people to wait in Mexico while seeking asylum, and that's according to the Associated Press. Says right here, the end of Remain in Mexico is often cited as one of the primary reasons for the massive uptick in illegal immigrant encounters along the southern border. Without the threat of staying south of the U.S.-Mexico border until an asylum claim can be processed, many migrants who have held off under the Trump administration are presenting themselves at the border under Biden. As a result, United States Customs and Border Patrol encountered more than 1 million illegal immigrants at the southern border in the first half of 2021. More than a million encounters. That's insane. You cannot, what's the saying? You cannot have open borders in a welfare state. It's not sustainable. Trump actually made a statement about all of this, and I want to read it with you. He's right. I'm sorry. Whether you like Trump, kind of like him, hate him, are repulsed by him, he was right about a lot of things. And that was the one thing about Donald Trump. He worked for the people, he didn't work for the establishment. That's why every institution had to come together to try and slander him, whether it was the media, Hollywood, corporations, political figures. They all conspired together to slander him as much as possible to get him out of the office, get him out of office. And a lot of people don't know this, but the whole border wall came up because Trump himself actually went down to the border and was like, what do you need? Is a wall alone going to help everything? No. But the wall, combined with Remain in Mexico, combined with other things, helped to secure our border. We had one of the most secure borders that we've had in a long, long time. And the Biden administration just came in and ruined all of that. But this is Trump himself and what he had to say about this. I'm going to read it to you. And he says, Biden is destroying America. His policies have created a living national nightmare. He surrendered our energy independence, sabotaged the economy, surged violent crime, caved to China, crushed our citizens instead of the virus, created the single greatest humiliation in our history in Afghanistan, stranded thousands of our citizens overseas at the whim of Islamic extremists, and left a wide open border to deadly drugs, vicious crime, and unlimited illegal immigration at home. I created the most secure border in history. Biden has created the single most catastrophic border disaster in history by far. I think that's arguable. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, excuse me. Where was I? Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, whom I strongly endorse for re-election, has just won a major Supreme Court victory against the Biden open borders agenda. I congratulate him on this win. Biden was found to have broken the law in terminating the migrant protection protocols, or Remain in Mexico. Now Biden must reinstate Remain in Mexico, one of my most successful and important programs in securing the border. Other state attorney generals should follow suit and go after every one of Biden's unlawful border and immigration policies. What surprises me, I think, more than anything was how this was allowed to go on for as long as it had. What are we, 8 months into this administration? You know what drives me crazy too? They wonder why there is such a vaccine hesitancy. I'm not telling you, I don't care whether you have it or not, whether that is not, I don't know anything about medical things. That is not my forte. That is not my expertise. I got it and I had very specific reasons for getting it, but I don't care whether you get it or not. And I totally understand why people are, this is one of the reasons why people are hesitant, because this administration is not honest. You're sitting there putting all of these mandates and travel restrictions on us, and then you just open the border wide up in the middle of all of this, and you wonder why people are hesitant. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make dollars. That's one of my favorite business sayings. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I tried to pick something out today that was good news. I was watching Timcast earlier, and he had Steve Bannon on. I need to finish it. I was only able to watch a few minutes. But they were talking, and I didn't really think about this, but earlier, the video I did yesterday, I was talking about how significant this recall is going to be, especially if it goes through. As far as not just, California and making it better, but really just sending a message to this current political class that we have that's in charge right now. And I can't remember if it was Steve or it was Tim that made a point saying about a year ago, the three major players in politics, if you look as far as governors and stuff like that, the ones that we heard about all the time were Gavin Newsom, Andrew Cuomo, and of course Trump. But Andrew Cuomo is out. Gavin Newsom might be out. And that's a big, big message. These were people that the media was obsessed with, that everyone was talking about, that was adored by our current administration and Nancy Pelosi and all of those people. And look at what is happening now. This to me is sign that good change is on the way. And I hope that is a correct instinct. But anyway, let me know what you think. This is a good win. And I'll see you later. Bye.